And we're live. What's up, everybody? We got a hot topic right now. Hot topic for today, and I'm your host, Igor in Russia, trapped in Finland for now. Not because of this situation, because of my personal situation. Um, I'm loving the microphone sound. Definitely loving it. So yes, guys, anybody who's watching this can join the chat and push a like, push it now, and of course you can comment in the chat. What do you think about what's going to happen? Uh, I'm not a personally. So let's go back. So Finland closed the border back in basically more or less it's last November because of safety issues, quote unquote. And guys, I'm gonna be check. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna be making sure I get your questions here. I'm gonna return to them in a bit. And if you want to highlight your question, please use super chat. That supports my channel. Plus, it helps channel to grow. And of course, I'm able to work on it better. And let's put some music, guys. Now I want some cool music. Not like this. No. Not this. All right, this one here. All right. So we go way back to November. Let's open also a poll. Will Finland All right, join the poll, guys. So yeah, we go back to November. I'll be gone till November. I'll be gone till November. You tell my girl I'll be gone till November. Do you know the song? And back then, Finland closed the borders because there was a lot of, for Finland at least, a lot of asylum seekers coming from Russia, illegal immigrants, and it closed. It was they closed the border first, and then they reopened it like 2 or a month ago later on. And as soon as they opened it, I think it was it December. As soon as they opened the border, the asylum seekers started coming through that one border crossing. So Finland closed it down for Portiki. The cat is here. So this and they closed it indefinitely. And before that, they had to actually, because of Finnish laws, they had to make certain details, certain dates, like 2 weeks, month, then a month. It had to because, and then they said, "Fuck it, fuck all this. We just close it indefinitely," and everybody was applauding. Yeah, yeah, this is great. And so the border is closed indefinitely, but it can be too long. Hold up. It's hard to do everything in this house. And so yeah, this is the situation. At the same time, everybody push likes for Portik. He's the king on the house. Давай, прыгай. Давай. Oop. So he's gonna jump down at some point, and it's gonna be tricky. And So yeah, this is the situation. At the same time, basically, what's the problem? Personally, I'm not like I don't. That's not my niche. The asylum seekers, immigrants. That's not my niche. My interest is that I and people, Russian people, Finnish people with Russian roots, it doesn't matter. Anybody and all people all around the world, and those who need to travel, those who want to travel to Russia, could travel to Russia. That's my only interest. And of course, I want to travel to Russia the way I want to. And as a citizen, as a tax freaking paying citizen, that's one of the things that I need from the government, is that my freedoms are maintained, that I can cross the border and come back if I want to. So, and it's not possible. So I have to travel, and a lot of thousands of people have to travel through Narva, and that's Estonia, and that's the epic border, and I have filmed it extensively. But you cannot imagine what kind of hardships people are going through. Yes, those people who want to bring Ukraine to this, don't. It doesn't matter right here. We're talking about separate things. People there. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world when somebody's mother or a child or a husband or work is on the other side of the border. And so, yes. And what happened? So, yeah. And of course, because the situation was not difficult enough, first, this was actually planned for quite some time. But Russia closed down the bridge for reparation. For 2 years, the bridge is out of commission, meaning the bridge across the Narva border is off from any, is not available to any vehicular transportation. And of course, there's at least one other border that I've experienced. You can go southern, but it's getting further and further. It's harder and harder. So basically, the only border is Narva for those people from Helsinki, from all around the world, actually. Those who are not flying to Moscow or St. Petersburg from Istanbul, the only border crossing relevant is Narva. Okay, so no cars, so people have to, or everybody who's crossing the border, no matter did you arrive there by car, by bus, everybody is technically a pedestrian crosser. Then there was even worse situation, because Estonia does not want to even try to help these people. They don't care. And same thing, by the way, the Finnish government, they really don't care about this minority group that needs to travel. They only say, they can say like bots, which they are. They can only say that we do not advise you to travel to Russia. Well, I don't care. That place is way better than this place, first of all. But second of all, it's not your business. And it's a political comment. Doesn't have nothing to do with safety, nothing to do with anything. It's only political. And those people who are traveling there, 99% needs to travel there. Family reasons, whatever. And I don't know about Scandinavia and Europe in general, but family is quite important to Russians and other good nations, old nations with traditional values, family, and a broad understanding of family as well. All right, I'm getting heated, but I don't care. So, yes. So since 1st of May, Estonia unfortunately decided to close down the border for the night. Because due to decrease, that's what they say, decrease in numbers of people who cross. And so the best time was to cross the border at night. So now everybody who was traveling overnight have to cross it from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. daily. So since 1st of May, it's been getting more and more crazy. It's not only Estonia's fault, by the way, I gotta say. The big problem here is, of course, how the Russian border is able to get people in. But clearly the problems, I don't know, clearly, that's my observation, guys. Clearly the problem started the problem has started since 1st of May. I don't know why. So yes, this is the situation. For example, I have filmed it a lot of times, and many times I filmed the border, the epic border. I filmed the border crossing, and I told you guys how to travel. I'm the best YouTube channel for you to know how to travel to Russia as a Russian, as a foreigner. I don't care, for everybody. So the waiting time at the border, especially, notice on the Russian side, is like well, it used to be, my record is 20 minutes from Estonia to Ivangorod to Russia. That was way before. And nowadays it starts from around 3 hours, and unfortunately up. If you got a waiting time on the Russian side of the border for 3 hours, you're good. Okay, so the border starts right away at 7 a.m. So the border, the line for the border crossing, the line is sometimes like 100 or 200 people before it even opens, and it's there. Unfortunately, I don't have any good explanation when is a good time to cross. People ask me that a lot, and I used to have an answer. It used to be few of the weekdays, and especially the nights. Now there's no nights and there's no weekdays. It's bad almost always. Depends how bad. All right. So meanwhile, Finland has been trying to create, because they are officially afraid of the asylum seekers from the Russian side and the asylum seekers from the third country, meaning like I don't know. There were Syrians. Iraqi, I don't know where from, everywhere. And so they made this law. Let's go through this. And CJ Gonzalez, you had another question as well. So the border is open with Narva, yes, but how long does it take to cross from Estonia side to Russia? Well, that's what I just said. It's if you have a Schengen area passport, you don't have to wait in line on the Estonian side at all. And then you can, then it starts from 3 hours, 7 minutes to walk on the bridge to the Russian side of the bridge. And then you have to wait like 3 hours, 4 hours. The worst was when the line was almost from the Russian side all the way to across the bridge to Estonian side. I've seen some pictures. The waiting time then is like around 8 hours. Guys, imagine, so there's babushkas, people with kids, with newborn kids, with pets. 3 hours is bad enough, especially if it's hot. But imagine like 8 hours. That's inhumane. Estonian blames Russians. Russia says, well, you should open. I guess you should ask for your government, meaning Finland, to open this border. So it's like that. All right, so let's go to this law, which is the latest news, and the video name is hold up, let's take this away. The video's name today for the stream is Finland has no intentions to open the border with Russia. I might be wrong, but that's my claim, and people been asking me, and I've been saying, and so far all that I've said, unfortunately, is been correct. Scott says, can you jump? Can you jump the border? And if you got found in Russia, would you get in trouble? I guess you're joking, right? Yeah. You would be in trouble on both sides. Yes, let's go to English news about the law. Sorry for breathing into the mic. There he goes. Propaganda news outlet New York Times. All right, guys. This is yesterday's news. Hot. Finland passes law to turn away asylum seekers at border. Do you want me to read it in? Do you want me to read it in Russian accent? Oh, only ask because right now, if you get in the U.S., you're free in the country. Oh my God. And more questions from CJ Gonzalez. Igor, how safe it's for tourists to take a bus from Ivangorod to St. Petersburg? How much is the bus? It's I say it every time. I guess it's the best way to say it. It's safer than anywhere in Europe. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. And if you think I'm joking, that's only because your propaganda. You've been getting a lot of propaganda, so you have no way to think otherwise, and it's okay. But you can buy tickets straight from Tallinn to St. Petersburg, but you have to change buses because you have to cross as a pedestrian the borders. Ecolines, Lux Express, and what I do usually is I buy the Skylines, which is the little minibus leaving from Ivangorod. So I'm separately traveling to Narva, walk across the border. Then I take this minibus, and it takes 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours with this minibus to travel to St. Petersburg, south side of it, right to the metro. And it costs you $7.50. And Lux Express costs you like $50 from Tallinn to St. Petersburg. It might be a little bit not as fast actually as well. The problem is if you reserve the Skylines, they do this online. They do this on WhatsApp actually, and on Telegram. And if you reserve it, and if there's a huge line, you'll miss your bus. But somehow things work out. There you go. I know this answers by heart now. Guys, remember, use Super Chat. Hold up. There you go. All right, let's read the news. Moscow, the country last year closed all of the Finland country last year closed all land crossings with Russia, accusing Moscow of trying to weaponize migration. Russian authorities have called the accusation as unsubstantiated. All right. Finland on Friday passed a temporary bill that would allow border agents to turn away asylum seekers. Asylum seeker at its borders and escalation in its ongoing dispute with Russia that experts and human rights groups warn will violate international law. Relations between Finland and Russia, which share an 830-mile border, have sharply deteriorated since Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Late last year, Finland closed all land crossings with its neighbor, accusing Russia of trying to weaponize migration. Russian authorities have called an accusation once again this word unsubstantiated. Parliament voted 167 to 31 to approve the bill. I think they needed like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 to get approved, which would be in place for a year. Because it's an expedited constitutional amendment, it required more than the typical supermajority to pass. The legislation gives the authorities the power to halt the acceptance of asylum applications at the border for up to a month at a time, and to remove migrants who had already made it into the country in hopes of seeking asylum. Forcing people back over a border. Hold up. I think it's better now. Oh. It works. I thought it's like blocked. The legislation gives you, yes, that's what we went through. Forcing people back over a border, a practice known as pushbacks, is illegal under European and international law. I hope that this law will never have to be applied, but we are prepared, Prime Minister says. This sends a strong message to Russia and to our allies. Oh my God. Finland looks after its national security and the security of the EU border. The text had been repeatedly amended since the government handed over a first draft in May that it acknowledged was not in line with Finland's constitution. Legal experts swiftly warned that the bill would also violate the country's international obligations, and the UN Refugee Agency said it risked setting a dangerous precedent. Finnish authorities can't apply the law because it is in conflict with the European law. Martti Koskeniemi, an emeritus professor of law and former diplomat who had spoken to Parliament about the measure, told the public broadcaster. Worried about Finland human rights responsibilities, lawmakers negotiated heavily over the language, including the means for asylum seekers to appeal and the role of Parliament in applying law. But ahead of its passage, the bill appeared to be largely supported by the Finnish public. Well, the public here supports everything which is, fed to them. That's what I noticed. So everything that is prepared by the machine goes past, and this is a small nation. Everybody is always agreed, and if you do not agree, you're automatically an enemy or like a traitor. This is what happens with the Finnish people, no matter if it's an important topic or less important. This is my experience of the nation. So what else? Finland and Russia have a complicated past and have fought several wars throughout history. Well, what do you mean by several wars? Do you mean that 1.5? Or do you mean the wars that Finland technically was not part of or was part of as a Russia? I don't know what they mean this. After Russia's, all right. Since then, Finnish officials have claimed Moscow in encouraging and helping. All right, guys, so that's the situation right now. So nobody during this, let's take this shit away. Hello, everybody. Money, does the border police ask you for insurance document? No, they don't. So there's another one. Stevie D and KY says, "Hi Igor, there's been a lot of chatter from NATO countries about the other borders saying they will fortify them. Do you think this signifies a closing of the borders soon?" I would say that politically, if it would be possible, they would close it down. But the only reason why it's still open is because the international laws, so for any reason or almost made up reason, they would be willing to close it down. I think at least the most aggressive anti-Russian countries, I would say. But thankfully, it's not as bad because there is pressure, of course, from the nation, people who travel there. So I don't think it will happen. So guys, while this talks about the border, new border law was ramping. Is that a word? Nobody said about, in nowhere, in not in its context even, nobody said or wrote anything about borders opening, because basically this law is the thing that answers to these to this fear of illegal asylum seekers coming from Russia. They're living in the trees. Remember, they've been waiting half a year in the trees somewhere there, waiting for border to open. So, okay, if they would be moving in, this is the law that actually makes sure that they would not be entering the country if that decision would be taken, right? So there's no need to keep the border closed, but nobody was talking about it. So I had a feeling right away that this border is just the border to fortify the borders without any, positive signal about reopening them for people to move legally. Notice, tourism was banned already like early fall for Russian tourists to enter through Finnish border. So basically, there's anybody who's traveling has a bigger legal reason. And of course, by the way, sure, those tourists who are coming from the third country, from another country, can use these borders to enter back Russia. So I had a suspicion that does not have anything to do with borders reopening. So what happened next? All right, so the law passed, and the only thing that they started to mention about reopening the borders was because the news was about how Russian media was portraying or talking about this news in Russia. And they said, in Finland at least, that the Finnish media said that the Russians were hopeful, as if, well, the media doesn't have huge emotions in this. But anyway, they said that the Russian media was hopeful that this law gives the permission for border to reopen. Hold up. Is this when this... hold up. Here it is. I'm going to translate it. Here it is. I'm gonna comment this one here though. Alexei says countries like Finland, they can make their own decisions. What color do they want to color their bench? And all the rest is according by the American ambassador. Depends what they got it. Yes, you can laugh about it or not, but there is a European pressure. Because of European pressure, Finland closed the borders from Russian tourists entering Schengen area. They came late. So there's a lot of things that's been pressured, or they wouldn't mind being pressured to do something like this. That's what I would feel. So yes, then there was this freaking news about how Russians received this message, or were actually portraying this news in Russia. And mainly in Russia, they talked about, just like me, that this would actually possibly reopen Finnish border with Russia. And it's easy for you to laugh, but if you're a normal person and not an idiot, you would think about normal people who are, you wouldn't mix all things in one matter. There's no need to compare things. What about this? Because we can play that game much further. But you don't see the thousands and hundreds of people in line, and you haven't been standing in the line, and it's not your business why somebody travels somewhere. It's so yeah, it's easy. It's we're talking about normal people, right? Normal people wanting to see the families, etc. Not everybody. Anyways, yeah. Sorry. So, uh, and finally, I received a message from. Well, I received a printed text, black on white, from Finnish media, from Finnish lawmakers, decision makers, about what I suspected longer, and unfortunately, the minister of internal minister said that Finnish internal minister said that the clearance, the new law doesn't mean that the borders will be open. I was like, ha. I knew this shit is gonna happen. It doesn't matter because it depends on the safety security situation. What a load of crap. I was like, yeah. So once again, so this law is exactly created to fight this problem, but it doesn't mean we're gonna reopen because it depends on security. This is like a thing that goes around comes around. And yes, thank you Ranto and Mias for €2 support. Спасибо. Kiitos. Let's change the music. All right, let's move on, guys. So, and that news was all around Russia. The borders will be open when they will estimate the situation. Well, blah blah. Got it. But there was also, for me, I'm reading about Russia, things that I'm interested about Russia through Finnish news. Here it says they had a predicament that, let's put the music a bit, it's too loud. So Peter's economic media, Delovoi Peterburg, Business St. Petersburg, that's what it means. They were presuming that Finland is going to make a decision about reopening the borders next week. I was like, ooh, let's hope so. Maybe I hope I'm wrong, guys. Rarely I am, but I'm ready to be wrong in this case. Who is pathetic for blocking opinions? I haven't blocked yet anything. Maybe I should. But I haven't blocked anything. If it's blocked, it's because you or somebody is writing words that are blocked. And that means it's good that you're blocked for those reasons. That's precisely why these words are there. All right. And that's because this predicament, to presume or make a assumption, is based on the Finnish government's website information on that website, where it says there's a extra meeting about border safety. Notice, even though there's safety, Finland is a bureaucratic country. This might also, unfortunately, mean that it might be also something that they have to make a meeting where they say, yeah, it's dangerous, close it, keep it closed. All right. So yeah, exactly. That's what the moderators are here for. I may be missed out, so thank you, Sam. It's all good. I don't know, Gloria, what is this? I've been focusing for once on these talks. Anyway, let's hope this is true and I'm wrong. And this is unexpected, almost positive comment from Prime Minister of Finland. He says that the future depends on Russia. Oh, it's easy to pass that ball. because, and quote, Finland has a will to normalize the border with Russia. Notice, not the not the relations, just the border. But I'll take that. The rest goes on as it will. All right, guys. So what you think? Let's open this discussion. Let's open the discussion and let's check out the poll. Oh, CJ Gonzalez, $2. Thank you so much. Where is it? Here it is. Thank you for. I hope I answered your questions. By the way, there's if you're new to this channel, subscribe. I make content about Russia, not just border. I explore St. Petersburg. I explore as much of Russia as I can, and hope we'll do as way much more. I want to dive into Russia and just show everything Russian, the culture, the events, locations, the people, and plus expand all around the world, showing the Russian history or, and sometimes other stuff as well. Not only Russian, Slavic. So yes, thank you for your super chat or super sticker, actually. All right, guys, let's open the chat for a while. Well, it's been open, but let's talk more. I hope I did not mean. I hope I didn't miss too many comments. What you think? Yeah, the poll. All right, let's go. Unfortunately, you guys are as pessimistic as I am. So we got 73 people thinking that the border will not be opening this fall. We had 46 votes, and 26% says it will. I hope the 26% wins. I really do. So what we got? So where is Black Cat, by the way? Where's everybody? There's also a comment from CJ. CJ's has had good questions. Igor, how about the border in Latvia? Is it open to Russia? Listen, I haven't traveled. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this one. I was born in Soviet Latvia, though. I am a Soviet Latvian journalist, remember? Guys who follow the channel know this, what I'm talking about. But I was thinking that there's another border to travel is from Luhamaa. The one that goes from Luhamaa, Estonia. Hold up, guys. Stoi. Hold up, guys. I had to pick the Portic. He decided to come down. So what I was saying, yeah, there's a border, a little bit southern border from in Estonia that travels through Luhamaa border crossing. I forgot the Russian crossing's name. Then it goes to Pskov and goes to St. Petersburg, and it goes overnight. There's one shift. I made a video about it. You can go check my guide playlist. You will find how to travel through that border. And that border is also working for cars, but you need to reserve the crossing times, meaning it's usually a few weeks. You have to book a few weeks forward to travel by car. Plus, of course, it's not as simple because the insurances doesn't work with Russia anymore because of the situation. People, there's no international agreements anymore valid. I want to acknowledge something as well. I want to say thank you to Stephen Paul Osborne for 1140 PayPal support. If you're watching, thank you so much. Unless it came from my other post, but thank you anyways. It's good to give shout outs. And so yeah, and Latvian borders, for some reason, I don't know, do they work and what's the deal with them? I would assume there could be some, but I never traveled from there because the times I've traveled from Riga, it goes through Narva. And it goes even now through Narva, even though you have to, like I said, you have to walk out of the bus and walk as a pedestrian. Oh, thank you, Stephen. So it's you. Thank you so much. All the support, financial donation support is welcome, of course. I give my all to this project. I love doing this. I love, sharing information, sharing the right information, especially like cultural. So yeah, I don't know about Latvia. That's what I'm saying. If you travel from Latvia by bus, it's gonna go through Narva. It still does. I think that the border issue, says Mick, is something that is not decided in Helsinki. Good, true. There's a pressure from EU as minimum, and of course NATO thing brings its own brings its own nasty part of it. My super chat doesn't work, so I sent PayPal. I gotta admit, it's even better because super chats, YouTube takes quite a decent chunk of it. So thank you. Good decision. Marco asks, in Narva they're saying 4.5 hours to cross the border. Do you think it is good? It's okay. You could do a little bit better. It could be like 3.5, but yeah, this is 3 to 4 hours is the normal, unfortunately, nowadays. And if it's less, it's better. It's good luck. Hi Igor, I was in June 2 weeks. Hi Ralph. Hi, long time, man. I was in June 2 weeks in Nizhny Novgorod and Vladimir. In August, I go for 1 week to Yaroslavl and Rostov. Wow, really nice places. I need to cross over at Narva. What is the best time to cross, morning or evening? Well, this is exactly what I've been saying. There's no anymore. There's no proper. Nobody knows. There is no official time to do this. It's not as good or it's worse. It depends. But I would say both are not good. But I've noticed and I've heard that, let's say, morning, there's a probably morning spike in rush hour. Then it gets easier a little bit, meaning like less than 3 hours maybe. But then towards the evening, it gets worse. So around 3, 4, 5, it gets starting to get worse. Usually. And of course, I would say Friday probably as a weekday. At least it used to be. It used to be the worst. And from Russia coming to Estonia, Sunday, at least one of those bad days is Sunday because people are coming from Europe back from Russia and back to Europe. Rantoy and Mias, thank you for another super chat, super sticker. Kiitos tosi paljon. Thank you so much. We got a love from Gerdeo. And we got a great new moderator here. Sam K is energetic. Thank you so much for doing this, man. Happy to have you on board. You need to check the hoodie, by the way. I saw people in the line starting from 5 a.m. Yes, exactly. It starts at 5 a.m. because they want to cross as soon as possible in the morning So they do cross it early, but a lot of others as well waiting for that. So in worst case scenario, they can be a few hundreds, like 200-300 people in line. But notice, if you have a Schengen area passport, don't wait in line, because most 99% of the people waiting in line are actually the ones with Russian passport, and they do not, and the electronic gates that are for Schengen passports do not work for them. So don't wait in line unnecessarily. In the case I've heard that sometimes the electronic gates don't work, but that's rare, I guess. Whoa. And yes, Toll posted a video. I don't know about why did he go to Pussy. I don't know, but I made that video. You can find it on my channel from this for early. Man, he's walking on this. I made this video how to travel by train. It's also the fastest way to Russia video. I've told all the trips, even though I've told the trip how to travel from Helsinki even, but you can start off from Tallinn as well. I give you the links, the prices, the tips, the guides, everything, and also continuing on all the way to St. Petersburg. But hats off to Toll. He's my friend. Hats off to Toll, because from him I received the first information about this uh, minibus from Ivangorod that I've actually decided to use. So credit. What's the saying? Credit due where credit is due. I don't know how do you say it. All right, next. Oh my God, Portik. Ow. Sure. He wants to play, but I can't. I'm working. Plus, I'm stressed, as you can see, probably. Igor, I'm planning to travel from Moscow to Minsk by bus. Is that a good option or better by plane? Hey, listen, make sure you know what you're doing, because I've researched, because I'm planning to go to Belarus. I've researched, and I don't know what kind of a visa you have. Do you have a normal visa? But if you have that electronic free visa, whatever they have, I don't know electronic, but the visa, free visa. If you have that and you have to travel to Minsk by plane, yes, you have to travel to Minsk by plane from another country, not from Russia. Because Russia and Belarus is in a union, they have common borders, so they are considered internal borders. That's why the visa does not apply for them. Make sure you know what you're doing and that you have correct visa thing. Igor, have you been to Donbass region like Mariupol yet? No, but I'm serious. That would be interesting. I want to. Not that I'm trying to, but I've thought about it. But of course, it has its risks. But I could do it for sure. Mariupol, for example, is very interesting. It's been I'm watching some channels about how the city is like rebuilding in like massive times. Plus, that would be good journalism, but it's not on my main focus. I want to see other places first. So with EU passport, I can jump the line. Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, I had people writing me from Norway. I helped the best way I can with all the tips and stuff. And I, for some reason, because Norway, I thought it was like an EU thing, but I guess it's a Schengen thing. They were waiting for it was Narva was closed for 3 days from Estonian side, kind of unexpectedly. So when they reopened, there was like a 500 people line in the morning, and he waited with his family on the Estonian side for 5 hours before waiting like another 4 or 5 hours on the Russian side. And once he said that, hey, they treated me like VIP and let me go through that other gate, then it hit me like, oh my God, that gate, he could have gone there across the line. That's what I know. If somebody says something, you have to say like EU, I don't know what else. Say something, because that's what I did as well. That's what I learned, that no need to wait in line, because you have a different, there's no reason, because you're gonna go through the border, it's gonna take you 5 seconds to cross the border because you have the right. And same thing on the Russian side. uh Russian people with Russian citizenship travel across the Russian border not as fast as with these electric gates, but still really very fast compared to you. You're gonna be standing there, you're gonna be checked. And currently, there sometimes they're gonna question you and take you to another room. So it takes a longer time for you on the Russian side. Rich says we'll check it out. Please do. Yeah, I got a tons of videos. I have videos how to travel by bus to Russia from Estonia, how to travel by bus from Finland when the border is open. All the ferries from Helsinki to Tallinn. I have all the phases mapped out for you guys as a guide videos, not just vlogs. And guys, those who wanna, I'm gonna create new membership for those who need help, because a lot of times I help with also about the banking system, how to get a bank card, and what's the best thing to do with the SIM card, where, how, and why. And a lot of question takes a lot of time, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna create a new membership that you guys will 100% guaranteed will have a like a service, if you will, service with the well, I'm gonna guide you personally with like Telegram or WhatsApp for this, well, for a certain time. So I'm creating a new membership, guys, for that. It's almost done, and I need a new name. Hey, hold up. Uh, join this. Hold up. Where is it? I'm gonna pin it. How can I pin it? All right, let's put it here. What would be good membership name for those, membership tier name for those uh, who will get help for traveling? Please write in the comments. And yes, Sam is moderator. Can you skip the line outside the building if you have an EU passport? The last time I crossed, I was told to use the e-gates once I was inside the building. Yes, exactly. And I know that people just go there because you don't need to wait. If somebody is gonna say something, then I assume they wouldn't. But in case somebody says, because tensions are high, because lines and everything, F them, because on the Russian side, all kinds of mothers, with a reason or without a reason, usually pass the line. Elderly people pass the line, which is fine, but some people are not as elderly, so it depends what is the fine line. Well, especially these families, they go yeah, but you're standing there, and sometimes, even though you have a kid, it does not mean you don't have to wait in line, because some families stand in line even though they also have kids. So and this is the one that actually makes the line go faster, guys. Also remember, sure, you go to the Russian side and wait there, but yeah, at least try it. You won't. That would be a surprise if there's a problem with that, but yeah. Sometimes it happens, but the 2 times across, I just saw Russian girls who were questions. It's possible. And maybe Russian girls who had like visited some unfriendly countries, or even maybe, let's say, have relations. Hopes. Yeah, it happens currently nowadays. All right, guys, do we have anything else? Let's finish this off. I'm really tired, but we had a good topic. Has everybody pushed like already? I would appreciate if you would do it now. Do it. Do it. Okay, with a Finnish, with a Schengen biometric passport, you cannot go to, passport control person. I tried that in a few times before the situation. But why would you go even there? You don't need, you make the line go faster. Just go to the gates if they are working. That's why they are there. Kevin James, всем привет. That's an interesting way to write it. Igor, is there an app to book flights in Russia in English? App is what? But I guess like a website? Oh, not that. Sorry. So use this tutu.ru to book flights, but you need a Russian bank card, guys. You need a Russian bank card to pay for them. And that you need to do in Russia once you're in Russia the first time. And watch the video how to do it on my channel. Just write bank cards, Igor in Russia. But if you do, this is the channel to do it. Yes, tutu.ru. And Ostrovok, yes, exactly. Ostrovok to book hotels. And that's actually good because most places in Ostrovok, it's also an app and a website, and you can book those. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. And that is good because you are able to choose that you pay on location. So that is good. You don't need like a card. Yeah, and Tutu is you able to buy tickets on long distance trains, local trains, flights. What else? And also accommodations, I think. So yeah. And no problem. We have a good conversation, guys. Good topic, good conversations. Because of, well, it was like this even before this whole thing, but in Russian border is somehow very, very mystical, mysterious. It's very mystical because there's not a lot of informations, and I think I'm the only channel who started to demystify it and make things easier from a foreigner point of view. Sure, there's a lot of things I can learn more. So Suresh Mahita says Russia real hero world. And Marco continued about the border questioning. I think the girl was questioned because of her Instagram account. So if you are visible on the net, it's possible to question. I don't know about that because, well, it might be. I don't know. But one thing is that if they didn't know about your Instagram, they're going to find out. So it's only right thing. If she was talking shit, there's a lot of people talking shit, and they're like, "Oh, can you bring from Russia this and that?" And like, well, if you hate it so much, buy your own from this country. Oh, it's not good as good, or it's more expensive. Well, boo-hoo. What is the best way to exchange USS euro to rubles in Russia? I also had checked the video, exchange money rubles euro in Russia. You will find it. It's also in the guide. But the best rate, notice you shouldn't carry too much cash, euros, through the border. So you should exchange maybe in Narva to play it safe. There's in a nearby, there's the border, and then there's the only street going alongside the local fortress, right next to the border. They have pretty decent exchange rates. But in Russia, the answer is go to private offices. You're gonna get few rubles as minimum, better than from banks. So let's say right now the exchange rate is 96. It's been going down, or rubles have been going up. But it was a long time for 100. So if it was 100, it was maybe 93, 94, 95 in a bank. So if you have few hundreds of euros or dollars, you're gonna lose every $5 rubles for each euro or dollar, and that's a lot of money when we're talking about, even like, let's say 100, you're gonna lose 500 rubles. 500 rubles is a lot of money in Russia. You can have a great stolovaya meal for that amount, or that's a pretty long taxi drive, So if you exchange 200, you lose 1,000. So 1,000 is like a proper restaurant meal almost. So that's what we're talking about. And a tip is 100 rubles, is 200 rubles, depending on the price. A tip for musicians, 100 rubles is way enough. So if you lose 2,000, 3,000 rubles, that's a lot of money. 3,000 rubles is like 1/6 of a monthly rent already. Depends. But yeah, local, there's a few places. Check the video on my channel guide playlist. Good questions, guys. Let's give a round of applause. I've always been more stressed crossing the US border than the Russian. I've seen videos about it. It's really strict. But that's because I think America, land of opportunities. I guess so many people trying to get there for business, and in Russia, maybe not for those reasons, for other reasons. But of course, guys, in Russia right now, especially, Russia is making sure that no dangerous people go in, which is good. Kevin says USA Canada border is stressful also. The guards in the little booths can be assholes. Yeah, it's traditions as well. And I've spoken a lot about Russian border control or customs. Sometimes they're really strict. Not all, but they clearly strict. And sometimes you're not able to go through that fence. But very often you can if you know some words. And I speak Russian, of course. And if you say something or act normally, you're gonna see how people react. Once they asked me what I was doing, and I said I was filming. Oh, and they said what channel? I said that. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe. It changed right away as we started to speak. But not always. Sure, it depends. Sometimes there's tough people. Daniel says, how to learn Russia? Is there any good online courses? I'm from Finland. Daniel, I have collaborated with a YouTuber called Anna Global Travels. She teaches Russian a little bit. There's also check out Anna Igor in Russia. Maybe you'll find it that way. But that is one. But then of course there's another channel, Irish guy Borscht Bandit. I know he's been using this Linguo, so that's good as well. And of course, just online courses from people who teach Russian, if they're good teaching Russian. Rich says, "What is the most difficult question a border guard asks you?" Oh, that's a good question. Because remember, it's not about that, like, are you lying or not. It's about basically also that sometimes when you travel, the thing that is written down on your piece of paper, official paper, is more important than the truth. Let's put it like this. So, for example, way back we had these. They gave out business visas as long-term tourist visas. This is like normal practice. It used to be. Nowadays, they do not let these people out. I was almost kicked out, and they said do another visa. But let me through though, because yeah. But anyways, so for example, and usually when you were a tourist and you had this business visa, you made a circle around tourist, and it's like, no, your business. Sure. It was like everybody knew that this is a long-term travel visa, business tourist visa, basically. But for example, then it became a problem if you say you're on a business and you're actually on tourist. All of a sudden, it can be a problem if the border control decides it's a problem. And nowadays, it's like official standing. You cannot travel with business visa as a tourist. They're really strict. But the main question there, hold up. What's the toughest question? I don't think there are. The situation is maybe like pressurized a little bit somehow. So maybe, yeah. I don't think I've had other than that. I don't think other than that, Very good question, like superb question, but unfortunately I don't have any story for this, or it doesn't come to my mind. What else, guys? Do you have some other these type of questions? Do you have good answers for this? Please write in the comments. This is a great one. Oh, brute words. I thought it was like some other language. Guys, don't get political in the chat. Black Cat, it doesn't seem to be here. Honestly, I found more stress on the Estonian side than Russian. The police on the Estonian side is not really cute, in particular with the Russians. Yes, I've noticed that myself, and I feel bad for it. But I know that I guess the questions for newcomers, especially, I would say also answering a little bit to the previous questions, not from my own side, but based on what I've heard. People ask, it's actually a comment. They try to scare people who arrive into Russia about saying all kinds of stuff. They're saying about you're gonna be drafted to the army, you're gonna be sent to the front, like people are writing me, is that true? Is that true? What the hell? That's total bullshit, and it's not their job to say, but they do, and their stance is to make it as not likable, like your journey as not nice, at least for some newly comers especially. All right, and let's go through a little bit questions and like you said, it's not about lying, but it's like they want to make say a lie or stutter or double speak. Yeah, they also the questions is about not about the answers, it's also about the reactions. They might say where you've been and why, that type of stuff. Yes, Sam K is doubling as Black Cat. Double shift. How frequently do they question you at the border crossing? I guess some people might get it once. I assume. If you arrive from a non-friendly country, they might ask you if you. Yeah, and it depends. As we heard today, even ladies out there. And difficult question was actually there. I once again I've heard. I don't think I've been asked that, but Finnish border way back when the border was open asked me why you travel there, which is a weird question. And I'm always thinking that beforehand. I'm thinking that's a really nice question. And the answer would be because it's the greatest place on earth, the greatest city on earth, greatest nation on earth. There's so much to see, so much history, so much possibilities. Just the feeling, just the energy, the spirits, you know. But that's not the answer you want to tell them, actually. But I'm always thinking about that's the answer. But then you have to say the official answer, which is like basically, or you can say something like tourism or family or that type of stuff. And once again, maybe you should just keep cool as well. It doesn't matter what they think as long as they just let you be. I guess that's like that. But once they don't ask people many times if they ask, because there's no need to. If they cleared you, then they cleared you. It should be like that. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a long day. We have a nice chat over here. Last comments, hit them up. No politics. Yeah. All right, guys. Safe. I will keep you updated on the situation. Safe travels. Meanwhile, I'm gonna open the new membership. New membership for people who want to travel and want to get some one-on-one support, guide, and tips from yours truly. You can become a member in really soon. I'm gonna upload the new membership. Thank you, Sam K, for moderation. Thanks everybody for joining the chat. Sweden is arrived, but we are leaving Sverige. Varför du komma so late? English and Swedish. Whatever, I think it's really hard nowadays with hundreds of people to stop someone. So yes, guys, see you soon. See you maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not sure. Do I want to wake up in 4 hours and maybe travel to Estonia? I really don't want to travel to Tallinn. There's nothing for me. I would like to go to Narva. That's a lot of, I cannot make up my mind. I would love to, if I have a chance to go right now, but I'm not sure. And I'm kind of not asking you because I kind of stopped the stream already. But one more question. No, good question, CJ. CJ, all the questions, I have all the videos about this, but yes, international calls don't work. So when you travel, you make sure you have a little bit of rubles in beforehand, then exchange in a good rate in Russia. But before exchange, yes, if you're in Russia for a few days, even if you wanna, and you're planning to maybe come back in a few months or even later, you should definitely have a Russian bank card. And for bank card you need a SIM card. So you have cash, then go to telephone operator, you get a SIM card, and that's going to be used to identify you in the bank and getting your Russian bank cards really fast. When you have the Russian bank card, you can put all your money onto the bank card. You can spend or have cash as much as you need, not all your money in your pockets or somewhere laying around. Plus, I think they're gonna help you also because the apps are also away from app stores because of these stupid boycotts. So you are able to actually use also like money transfer via the credit app, the bank app, and that's great because a lot of places, even like in the flea markets, people pay with the money transfer, which is like instantaneous. Chick. So this is the route you should do it, and I can tell you more if you need to get it. But I need to open a special membership thing for it because I have to check the time that I spend on this. There's so many questions and so many people asking me on Facebook and here about stuff. I'm not able to help everybody separately. It's just way too much work and I don't have time. Plus, time is money. So I'm gonna make a small membership to make this possible. All right, stay well, everybody. See you later, guys. And yes, Christopher, let's drive. We need to go through Luhama in that case, or Finland. Maybe Finnish border will be open. All right, guys. See you soon, and thanks for joining it. And this was a great stream. Bye bye.